to go and race in the national. And he went and raced in the national. I think a year after he won it. The same pigeon.
Same pigeon.
Same
What has been dominating sprinting.
Yeah.
Suction base.
Suction base. And then he done well in the national from day one. And I think in a few years he won 10 first provincials in the national for this, and only sending a few pigeons. And I study a lot for a few years his results in the pigeons and everything. But Hugo is a perfect person to go and get pigeons from.
How many years did it take you to?
It took me 2 or 3 years to manage to go and see him. He's not commercial. He won't breed pigeons to sell. He'll breed a few spare ones, but he won't. I can't remember to see him actually having an auction. I don't think. He put a couple on people, whatever. But I can't remember. I personally didn't say to ask him to have an auction. I said a part of 2 or 3 or like that, or charity, whatever, but no proper auction on himself. Yeah. I managed to go and see him, and he ticks all the boxes. He had the family, Sujan pigeons, particularly Ronaldo pigeon. They're fantastic. It's a very good line, the Ronaldo. Brother and sister bred me loads of good pigeons. He's only flying 24 cocks, like me. He's not flying hens. He's flying young birds and cocks and no hens. That he's not. The hens they only raise the young birds, but no after that he's flying with the cocks. Don't keep many stock birds either. You don't breed many young birds, about 60 young birds, which you raise them in a national as well. He selects them hard, the young birds, and he's doing very well. And from the day one, I fell in love with these pigeons. The family was good, the type was good, the results were good. Everything.
Everything that you look for.
Everything. Yeah. And then obviously he's not a commercial guy. He's like me. He just wants to enjoy his racing. He's fanatical about racing, especially national. He pulls his pigeons and he wins. That's why he was kicked off from the club. I've seen his pool results. He's always pulling the pigeons and he's winning. You know what I mean? He won. I remember one day he showed me in the national. He won $3.5 grand in pulling in the national.
So he selects, sends them with confidence and pulls them.
Yeah. He definitely knows what he's doing. But when I go and see fancies, I don't go there like I don't know what I'm looking for. I know his pigeons. When I go in that stock, I know his pigeons.
You've already done your homework.
And I just say to him, I want to see that pigeon. They look at me like, what? You know what I mean? This pigeon's a gun.
Yeah.
See this pigeon? I picked him when he was 1 year old, this pigeon.
1 year old.
And then later on he turned to be one of the best pigeons in Belgium. 3 times in the first 10 national race pigeon. To be in Belgium in first 10, you done well.
Yeah.
But to have a pigeon to do 3 times in the first 10, that's very rare.
Was he a yearling then as well?
No, if you look here. No. The national race pigeon is all the races in that year.
Yeah, sorry.
And he was 3 times in the first 10 national race pigeon in Belgium. And I said, to be in the first 10 once, you done okay.
Yeah.
To be 2 or 3 times with a different pigeon, you done okay. But to be 3 times with the same pigeon, that's very rare.
Is he, if I remember, might be wrong again, is he a full brother to him?
The father of Sagan is a full brother to Ronaldo.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know they were very closely related. Yeah.
And then obviously I can't remember all the pigeons they won, but I put some down, just to mention a few. He was the co-winner of the national race pigeon. Now Hugo, there are 2 criteria. You win the national race pigeon with the pigeon, or you win as a fancier. You as a fancier with your team, you won the ace pigeon as a fancier.
Yeah.
But Hugo he won the ace what's the name? First national champion. Right?
Yeah.
And
Which is the fancier.
The fancier, right? Well, he was the first national champion, and it was based on this pigeon mainly,
Sagan.
and another pigeon. Them 2 pigeons helped him to win the national champion. Then this pigeon was the best Châteauroux pigeon. In Belgium, if you look at the results, you go Borg, Châteauroux, Argenton. This is the races Hugo race.
Yeah.
And this pigeon was the best Châteauroux pigeon in 2 races. First national, best national Chateauroux for 2 races. He was second national race pigeon in 2019, second national pigeon in 17, and 10 national race pigeon in 16. Another thing which I looked at the pigeons, especially in the national races, I want them to see winning 3, 4, 5 years old. You'll see a lot of fans saying all pigeons they cannot be the young. That pigeon I mentioned, I raced as a 9-year-old and he still won.
Yeah.
That's the stamina and the strength of the pigeon. Like Ronaldo in 2019, he was 5 years old and he was 6 national race pigeon. Sagan. 2019, 5-year-old and he was 6 national race pigeon. He beats the yearlings, the 2 years old and all the others, and 5-year-old pigeon.
I got it the wrong way around. That's what I meant when I said, "What are you yearling?" You were winning against the yearlings when he
Yeah,
was
against the
5,
yearlings and
6
everything.
year old.
Yeah, everything. That's what I'm saying. 5-year-old and he's 6 national race pigeon against the yearlings and 2 years old and all that. National. We're talking about national level. You know what I mean? We're not talking about short races. His father is called Showman. This one.
Showman.
Yeah, and he was first provincial 20,000 birds. Father of him, full brother to Ronaldo.
So again, that's the family and what we're talking about, genes. Full father of Ronaldo is full brother to Sagan, and then what Ronaldo won is incredible, really.
Yeah, but we can.
So that's Sagan.
That's Sagan. Ronaldo is an 11 pigeon, okay? And again, you see the stamina and the strength of the pigeon. In 2015, as a 4 years old, he was the first best national pigeon over 5 races. Best pigeon in Belgium.
Over 5 races.
The best pigeon in Belgium, national race, over 6 races as well. When you think this pigeon crossed in 6 races, he raced 6 national races and beat all the others. That's the
Well, it's just outstanding quality.
well, it's outstanding, but it's not only one off. Okay.
No.
That's what I'm saying. It's not one off. Oh yeah, he just popped out once in the national.
Yeah.
This is 6 national races. Don't forget, Hugo race about 6 national races a year, and this one is calling all of that. Because what Hugo does, he sends in 2 nationals on the truck, then he have a break, then 2 more, and that's 4, and then he might send 1 or 2 later.
Yeah.
That's it. These pigeons probably in all the national races Hugo raced, he's scoring all of that. And he was the best pigeon in 5 and 6 national races in Belgium.
Yeah.
Then he was in the same year was a 6th national ace pigeon. The only pigeon beating was a yearling hen. He had 1 national performance a little bit better than him. But then the thing is, when you talk about national ace pigeon, you only need to qualify for 3 races. And they take the 3 best races. You see.
Is that 2015?
15 again.
Second national ace pigeon.
Yeah, because it was a yearling hen, which in 3 races managed to beat him in 3 races.
Yeah.
Get better coefficients in 3 races. But overall in that year, he was the best pigeon in Belgium. In that year, 15, as a 4 years old. And then the most famous race in Belgium is Bourges. Okay, for 3 years, 13, 14, and 15. From that Bourges race, he was the best pigeon. There is no better pigeon in the Bourges races in them 3 years in here.
2013, 2014, 2015, best bird
from Bourges
overall from Bourges.
For all them races.
Bourges.
Okay. He also won won the provincial second national from Bourges, but then he's got first provincial 3,000 odd birds, first provincial 2,008 birds, first provincial 1,200 birds, and first provincial 2,050 birds. Third provincial, he's got loads of races. I mean, if you go third provincial, national 2,500, fourth provincial, fifth, he's got loads. If you go, do you imagine how many races he raced?
And when he was second national Bourges, there were over 8,000.
Yeah, he done fantastic. But he turned to be the brother and sister, they bred winners. You see the Sagan, full brother to him, but a winner as well.
Yeah.
Because while Hugo he raced him and then he stopped him, that Showman, because he won the combine for 20,000 birds and he stopped him. Then you got Mr. Poitiers, it's another good pigeon Ronaldo is related to. Sister Ronaldo bred a pigeon called Mr. Poitiers. That was when I was studying his results. That pigeon came up. Hugo was second national Poitiers. But Hugo is on the east side. All the pigeons in that race with the wind was on the west side.
Yeah.
Okay. And Hugo was, when I looked at the results, in the top positions, Hugo was on the other side. And I thought that's a special pigeon, that one. That was a pigeon called Mr. Poitiers. He won the provincial, obviously, and he was second national, 15,000 birds. And then a year after, Mr. Poitiers won the provincial again, 4,023 pigeons, and he was 21 national Chateauroux, 10,900 birds. And that was Mr. Poitiers' bred from the sister to Ronaldo. You see, that's 3 pigeons already related to Ronaldo.
I think because he studies so hard and his book is just full of everything.
Well, I can't remember all this. I wonder if I'm going to remember all these results.
You've sent me pictures of the pigeons what contain Hugo's blood for some very, very big names on continent.
We're going to go to them a little bit, but
yeah.
Sagan only been in a stockload for 2 years now, Sagan, because Hugo raced him.
Yeah.
And the first young when Hugo bred from Sagan, we said this year, these pigeons they win on the sprinting, but they win on the national races as well. Because they're Surgeon's base, they win on the sprinting. That son of Sagan, before he went to the national, he was 4th Noyon, 500 birds, 4 Noyon, 900 birds, 7 Noyon, 910 birds. This is the sprint races, you see. Yeah. If you look at these sprint pigeons you see in Belgium, you see Noyon and it's another one. They're 2 famous races, you see. You see this son of Sagan, he done very well from Noyon. Then Hugo sent him in the national as a yearling and he won the provincial 5,700 birds. And then he was 16 national, 22,000 birds as a yearling. And overall he was 23 national, 46,000 birds. That was the son of Sagan.
So he's had multiple federation prizes effectively.
Yeah.
Sprinting.
Before.
And then goes and does that against how many birds?
Well, in a bit overall 46,000 birds.
We're going to do a section on Ronaldo pigeons. I'm conscious that the camera will probably be running out of battery or something.
You can go and check it.
He wants to carry on. I'll check battery and memory because I don't want it going off halfway through. We're still okay, Cosmin.
Yeah.
And for a 15-minute section, we're now on 59 minutes, 59 seconds, 1 hour.
Yeah, it's only 15 minutes. It's only 15 minutes, yeah.
But I can't cut anything out of it because it's all interesting.
Yeah.
This will have to be a video on its own and then I'll do the other one. Right,
yeah, the son of Sagan, the one who won, that we just mentioned it, the mother raised very well for Hugo, and that hen was bred from the hen he picked. I told you when he went and picked a couple of hens, and one hen bred him a good pigeon straight away. But that hen is called A82.
The she raised as a young bird then, obviously.
Yeah, only young bird. And he had in 2 years from that hen with a cock from his strain. The 882, which that hen is a mother, he paired 882 with Ronaldo to breed my 2 hens.
Yeah.
Right. The sister to 882.
Rona and Ronella.
Yes, and the sister with 882 bred the pigeon I got from Sagan. Okay. But 882, she was first provincial for over the 1,000 birds, second provincial 6,000 birds, 5th provincial 3,700 birds, and 29th national 18,499 birds. And the sister to her, I'll go somewhere. Sister to her, because that hen was very good as well. The sister to her. It might be in the pedigrees here. It will be under Sagan. That one, I'll put it here. Yes. The sister was from previous year.
Yeah.
She was the first ace pigeon, Middle Distance in this region. She won the provincial for 4,390 birds. She was 5th national, 16,000 birds. 10 provincial, 4,500 birds, and 60 provincial for 3,800 birds. That was the 2 full sisters. And them 2 hens, it was bred from this hen he brought in, Hugo, and the father, he calls his next brother Asduif. But the Asduif was a hen which Hugo raised only as a young bird, and he was first provincial ace pigeon, that's why he calls her Asduif. And the next brother is the father of these two hens, which they came from a full sister to Ronaldo again.
Again, genetics and bloodline.
And another hen, which is the same way bred with this Asduif hen, and the next brother to Asduif, they bred all these good pigeons. It's a hen called Tess. Well, the Tess probably, I've got a daughter of Ronaldo and Tess. Probably Ronaldo and Tess, they are probably the best breeding pigeons in Hugo's loft from his own strain. Because Tess, she bred 5 different pigeons. 4 of them won provincial in the national, and the other one was second provincial. And that's pure quality, that one. Last year, Hugo had another good pigeon, which won 3rd national ace pigeon in Belgium. He scored 8 out of 8 races between 400 and 530 miles. We're talking 253, 65 miles, middle distance races. He scored 8 out of 8 races. He scored in all the races.
Scored in all
of them. And that pigeon was bred from a daughter of Ronaldo. The blue ace is calling it. We want to move on. Hugo had another. I asked him. He didn't raise many pigeons for Ronaldo himself, because like me, when Ronaldo was in a racing loft, he only took 2 young birds. He only takes 2 babies, you say, and then if they're hens or cocks or whatever. But he had a very good pigeon. He said to me he lost him. He reckoned he hit cables or something. Can't remember the full story, but the pigeon won the provincial twice in the national, and he was 17 national ace pigeon. That was the son of Ronaldo. And then he had another. He still got that pigeon. I've got daughter. He's got another son of Ronaldo, which that was very promising. He flew very well as a young bird. He got sprint races. He was fantastic as a young bird. First, third, first again. 1, 2, 3, 4 first. 1, 2, 3 first. And probably he's got some more prizes. And then as a yearling, he put it in a national first race. And he was 6 provincial, 30 national. That race. And then he sent him a second time. He was 81st national, 16,000 birds. On a third occasion, when he went in the national, he never came back. A non-fancier phoned him 5 kilometers down the road on a line, was in the garden with a broken wing. And he calls him now broken wing. That was another good, very promising, good son of Ronaldo. Very, very, very good. And then we go another. I've got a pigeon from that hen. He's got another hen, which was the first ace pigeon as a young bird. Hens, who only raised them as a young bird. This was a hen. It was the first ace pigeon in this region. She was 7 provincial and national for 6,500 birds, and that was bred from a daughter of Ronaldo.
How many Ronaldo pigeons are we going to show in next section?
Well, I've got 3 children. Myself and Ronaldo.
3 children of Ronaldo.
I've got 1 grandchildren.
1 grandchild.
And I've got 2 children of Sagan.
2 children direct from Sagan.
No, I've got 2 grandchildren of Ronaldo. Sorry, I've got
2 grandchildren. 3 direct children, 2 grandchildren, and you've got 2
from Sagan. Yeah.
I'm really hoping that these pigeons, I'm sure they will, because I like them just as much as Cosmin, and when you look back and the homework is done, they are incredible. And I've got some in my breeding loft this time, so hopefully the Sultan base will do well sprinting for me, and at the middle distance with young birds. Have we done on that section, Cosy?
We're only going to mention
we haven't.
While we are on Hugo pigeons, we're only going to mention a few people they done well with Hugo's pigeons.
Yeah.
Because I said if they're not winning for the others, then I'm not interested. They need to win for the others. And it's one particular guy in Belgium. He's raised very well at the moment, David Emily.
David Emily.
Yeah, and he's got a pigeon which I think, I'm not sure. The pigeon was first and second national for him a couple of years ago, but that's nothing to do with Hugo pigeons. But that's the caliber of the fancier he is. He's a very
Top
good fancier, top fancier. And he introduced some Hugo pigeons, and they won for him fantastic. He's got very good lot of Ronaldo, probably one of his best breeders. How I picked him is because he sent I think a couple of pigeons in the national race, yearlings, and one of them won the provincial and he was 5th national. And again, when I've seen he only sent a couple of pigeons and he was first provincial, 5th national for that person, that fantastic. And when I looked at the details of that pigeon, it was bred from a daughter of Ronaldo. But then when you look at that pigeon, he called him Mr. Chateauroux. He was the first provincial ace pigeon all round. That means short races and middle distance races. He was the ace pigeon in 2020. In that race, when he won the provincial, he was first provincial just under 3,000 birds, 5th national 13,000 birds. He was the first ace pigeon as a young bird as well. The pigeon as a young bird, he flew very well. And only a few. He's got so many firsts in the club and the Fed, but this is just the national level. He was a part of winning first provincial, 5th national. He was second provincial Argenton, 2,900 birds. Second provincial Sodun, 1,600. Third provincial national, 2,200. Fourth provincial, 6th provincial, he's got loads. And I was bred from a super pigeon, bred from a daughter of Ronaldo.
So that's a grandchild of Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, yeah. He's got another pigeon, he called him Mr. Hugo, obviously from that pigeon. He's got 10 first, and that's down from Ronaldo pigeon again. And you got first 4,700 birds, first 2,400 birds, first 691, second 3,600, third 7,200, third 1,300, sixth 2,000, and it goes on and on. Super pigeon. And he's got another pigeon from Ronaldo. 12, I think that was last year. He was 12 national Chateauroux, 7,100 birds. There's another good pigeon from Ronaldo, which was second provincial, 2,200, 27 national, 17,900 birds.
Are they grandchildren of Ronaldo then?
It's either grandchildren or great-grandchildren, but they're all related to Ronaldo, them pigeons, yeah.
I'm only saying grandchildren because that's what I'll be racing
this
time around, grandchildren, so I'm hoping for something similar.
David has got another good pigeon, Miss Pontoise, 10 first, he's got that hen. Both pigeons of that hen, I'm quite sure, came from Hugo. First provincial 3,000, second provincial 6,000, second 700, second 500, third 900, sixth 1,400, seven, it goes on 17, 5,000 something. Loads of prizes. Last year I spotted, you cannot check, I mean you have to spend hours and hours, but I do a bit of my homework, but you can't check everything, all the pigeons, but you just see the top ones. There was another chap, Wayne Spinoy. He was 4th national Chateauroux last year.
Wayne Spinoy?
Yeah, 24,000 birds, 600. The same pigeon later on, he was 60 national from 40,700 birds. And he also, another race, he was second provincial for 4,300 birds. And that was bred, if I remember, was from an inbred grandson from Ronaldo, that pigeon. Then there's another chap, he used to race, I'm quite sure, with Eric Limburg, Gert de Klerk. Well, he's got son of Ronaldo, from Ronaldo on test, the hen I mentioned earlier. What he did, and that's why I tried to do it as well, and I'm quite sure, it worked. He paired the Hugo pigeons and the longer distance pigeons. When you study the results in Belgium, you know which races they are middle distance and which one. You don't have to look at the distances, but because like I said, Bourges, Chateauroux, Argenton, Issoudun, them kind of races they are middle distance, which Hugo race. But then you go with Cahors, Montélimar, Limoges, they are the longer races, right? But Gert, from that son of Ronaldo, he's got 2 pigeons. The first one was first national and 28 national longer races, Montélimar and Cahors, and the other one was 30 national Cahors, 26 national Bourges, 30,000 birds, 126 national Limoges, that's a long distance race, 15,000 birds, And the pigeon also won the third Provincial Salterou, 3,800 birds. This is the son of Ronaldo crossed with the longer
distance.
I think, I'm quite sure they are the Sablon pigeons he crossed them with. Then I've seen another very good pigeon, raised very well. It was bred by a guy called Adrian Mirabel, but he's a very good racer. And that's from, I think it's from Ronaldo and Tess, paired with the sister of Poitiers, which Poitiers is bred from a sister to Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That pigeon won third Olympic ace pigeon 2021, 8 national ace pigeon, second best pigeon over 7 races, and third best pigeon over 8 races. And that's bred from a Hugo pigeon.
And for numbers that leave Hugo's loft.
Not many.
Exactly. And
Not many.
what they're producing on continent for some big names.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
not many at all. This is a bit about the Hugo pigeon. I mean, we can go on and on. I mean, we're never gonna finish it. We're gonna talk about it, but this is just a little bit about the Hugo pigeons. But they are fantastic. I mean, I said Rona is already a super breeder. She bred good pigeon with 2 different cocks already. She bred good pigeons with Sparky, and she bred it with Arnie as well. Obviously, both pigeons they're good pigeons as well, but she bred with both of them.
Yeah.
And Rona, she's already a grandmother of Mitchell's 9 section in the BICC. Obviously, you see you're going on the 2nd generation already.
Straight away, 2nd generation, really, a very short space of time.
Yeah. She'll be. Obviously, I've got her sister as well, Ronella, this is the first time I bred from her. Obviously, I'm sure she will be okay as well, Ronella. I'm sure she'll be okay as well. The Sarah, we had one in auction last year, the daughter of Sagan. She already, I'm confident she's gonna breed good pigeons. I sent one last year in the Portugal one-off race, and flew very well in Portugal, very tough conditions.
Private potteries.
No, that was from Rona. With the I'm not a one, I'm not a one-off race person, and obviously it's a lot of luck in it as well. But just I kept telling people, you do not need one loft race pigeon, you need good pigeons. People say, oh no, you need one loft race pigeon. I said, you need good pigeons to win in them races as well. That was the reason I sent in one loft races, just to prove my pigeon they can do it. And I didn't send many. I mean, you see some of the people that are specialists in one loft races, they send 20, 30s, 50s and 100s. You know, I mean, I only send a couple, but I mean, this year I had pigeon in 3 one loft races. One of in the RPRA, I sent 3, but 2, something happened to them because when the loft race was gone up, it was only 1 there. And I started 1 and I ended up with 1, and that pigeon was 78 in the final. Started 1 and there was big losses in England in one loft races, even in the RPRA. And I started 1 and ended up with 1, and that one scored in the final as well from St. Cove to 1 in Mars. I bred 1 for Jason to Anthony Uder's wing, 1 pigeon, only 1.
Jason
Ross, yeah, and that was that pigeon was a grandson of Arn, the Millie cock. And that was 11th open in semi-final, 180 odd miles, 11 open, came with a winner. In the final, Arn pigeon is a long distance pigeon, you need a tough race. The final wasn't a tough race, you say, and I think that was a hand. She came 190 something open, but still came on the final as well. Again, 1 to start with, 1 to finish with in that one loft race.
Again, huge losses in that one.
Yeah, and I had 2 in the final in Pride of Potteries, which I did go to that final. So I did enjoy. Guernsey, North Wind on the nose, tough race, very tough race. On the day, I had a daughter of Sparky and Rona. She came 24th open. And then the next day, was a red hen, nest pair, with the hen I clocked in the national. The Dinan.
The Dinan.
Yeah, the nest pair, yeah. You see, in 3 one-off races, my pigeon did okay as well. And for me, it's exactly what I said, it's not, you don't need special pigeons in the one-off races, it's just good pigeons.
Good pigeons.
I mean, if I'm not a one-off race, I'm not going to do it, but if I want to constantly probably one-off race, I'm sure I can do better and better. Last year, another pigeon of mine in Wooders wins. Again, Jason entry. It was 11th in the hotspot 4 open and 14 in the final.
11 hotspot,
4, I think. 3 or
race
4.
4 and 14th opening final.
Yes. Yeah.
So like he says, it's just good pigeons.
Yeah.
The Hugo pigeons, the Ronaldo line, are doing it sprinting, middle distance, and one loft racing as well, consistent.
Well, because we didn't race over the water, this year was the first time I sent Hugo pigeon, well, crossed with mine, but I sent it international. Yeah. And obviously I only had one national race myself. I sent 11 pigeons, all my old pigeons, they went national. Because I said to you earlier on.
All the 11 cocks.
Oh, 11 cocks, that's why I had. The rest.
Empty shed, 11 pigeons.
That's why I had 11 pigeons. And I sent out the whole lot. Because somebody said, quite a few said to me, if we're going to get a bad race, we're going to start from scratch. I said, it is what it is. And I sent and I dropped 2. Between them 11, there was 3. They've been there once in the national before, in 2020. And funny enough, one of them never came back. I had 3
experience,
yeah. But the third pigeon was the mother is direct Hugo Vlaeminck pigeon. The first time in the national, the third pigeon. I can't remember. He's in the first 20 in the section. I can't remember what it is now, but yeah, he was my third pigeon. Obviously, they can't do the national. So I knew they can do it. I knew they can do it, but obviously this is it was a test for them, and they definitely can do it. And I'm confident they'll do it. I mean, the one in Pride of Potter race, that's 250 miles north wind on the nose. Guernsey is not actually France, but it's still from the water, and that did it as well. That hen. They definitely can do it, and especially because I'm going to cross them with mine, they'll be fine. I'm 100% sure they'll be fine. They will do the. I mean, for me, the sprinting is not. I'm not keen on them, but they will win on the sprint races as well because they win for all.
Yeah, this line will be crossed into my family of sprinters, so
it's very rare to find a family, I said earlier, to win on the shorter races and do well on the longer races as well, especially nationally. It's very rare. You know what I mean? It's very rare. It's like I said, in Indiana, they do win on the shorter races, they win on the longer races as well. It's a very good line. The same with Hugo pigeons. They're very good. They win on the shorter races, but they will do well in the national as well in the big competitions. I mean, you see the numbers I said, 30, 40,000 birds in a race, and Hugo is 20,000, and they're doing well. You know what I mean? I mean, both them pigeons, Ronaldo, Hugo, they've been fantastic. You know what I mean? They've been super. Yeah, we're gonna take a break. Have something to eat. And then
I think that's, for the 15 minutes, that's probably about an hour and 15, maybe an hour and 20.
Yeah, we have to select something. But the next one will be we'll show the pigeons. Yeah.
Parents and young
Parents
birds,
and the young birds,
which some of them are the Ronaldo pigeons.
Well, the pigeons are here.